The UFC has a new light heavyweight champion as Jiri Prochazka defeated Glover Teixeira in a fight for the ages at UFC 275. But was this the greatest light heavyweight fight in UFC history? And is Jiri Prochazka defeating Glover Teixeira best for business? We're going to answer those questions right here on Fighting Words with me, Andreas Hale. Jiri Prochazka versus Glover Teixeira. Damn, what a fight. Heading into this, nobody knew necessarily what to expect, but what we got far exceeded our expectations. For one, Glover Teixeira at 42 years old still showed an incredible chin and resilience. The fact that he even got to the 5th round surprised most. But more importantly, Jiri Prochazka survived everything that Glover had to offer. The big left hand, the takedowns, the submission attempts. And who the hell could have thought that Jiri Prochazka would submit Glover Teixeira in the final minute of the 5th round to become the champion? You can't even write stuff like this. But that leads us to the question, is Glover Prochazka the best light heavyweight fight in UFC history? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Yes, it is. Look, there are two other fights that enter this category. One is Stephan Bonner versus Forrest Griffin. It's the fight that put the UFC on the map. But when you really look at it under a microscope, it was a little messy. Technique wasn't great. It was balls to the wall fight. It was one of those things where you call your friends, tell them to tune in, and now people knew what the UFC was all about. Now, the competition is John Bones Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson 1. A fight where Bones was coming in being an incredible favorite, looked indestructible, and he met his match against Gustafsson. It was the ebb and flow of that fight. Everything that we saw, we didn't expect. John Bones Jones got pushed to the limit and narrowly won that fight. And we call that one of the greatest fights in UFC history. Hell, it's in the Hall of Fame. But Prochazka and Teixeira is just a better fight. Here's why. Prochazka came in as a 2-1 favorite. Everybody thought that he would just knock Glover out. Glover at 42 years old still looked like the man, but he just beat Jan Blachowicz and is always exceeding expectations. By the time these two started fighting, we knew we were in for something very special after about a round. Prochazka gave it his all. He hit Teixeira with everything but the kitchen sink. Hell, he might have even hit him with the kitchen sink. And Glover just wouldn't quit. Glover would take him down, Glover would go after submission attempts, and Prochazka kept getting up. By the time we got to the final round, we had no idea what the hell was going to happen. These two were gassed. They were fighting on their last legs, but nobody could have predicted what happened in that 5th and final round. For one, Glover had Prochazka dead to rights. Big combination early in the round, but went for a guillotine attempt that Prochazka got out of. And then Glover got a late takedown with just over a minute left. He could have laid on top of Prochazka and cruised probably to a decision, but that's not what fighters do, right? Maybe he was just a little tired as well, but Prochazka managed to get himself into a position to put on a submission and get Glover Teixeira to tap out with just under a minute left. That's an incredible fight. Look, I love what Bones and Gus did, but this fight was even better because the drama kept swinging back and forth where you thought that the one had the other finished, and it just didn't happen. And then what we didn't expect came true with Prochazka becoming the light heavyweight champion via submission over a dog in Glover Teixeira. Yeah, it's the greatest. Argue with your mama about that one. Now look, Jiri Prochazka winning this fight was best for business. Don't get me wrong, I love Glover Teixeira, but the problem is that he's 42 years old and he's fought just about everybody the 205 division has to offer. Not Prochazka. Prochazka just got here. He started his UFC career fighting Volkan Ozdemir, knocked him out. Then he fought Dominic Reyes, knocked him out. And now he submitted Glover. That's just 3 fights. But then you look at the rest of the division and the possibilities for Prochazka. Jan Blachowicz, Magomed Ankalaev, Anthony Smith. There are tons of options for this new champion. Not to mention that when you look at Prochazka, the man screams star. The ponytail, the samurai style, the violence that he brings. And then we also learned a lot. The fact that this fight went to the 5th round and Prochazka submitted Teixeira says a lot about how good he is and the future that's in store for him. Yeah, he can beat your ass with punches and kicks, but you can also take him, get off his back. He's resilient as hell. This is a guy that the UFC can hitch their wagon to for the future. Not to mention, go look at that parade that just happened in the Czech Republic when he got home. That man is a star. It's only going to be a matter of time for the rest of us figure it out, but this is what you want casual fans to watch. Guys who are just violent for no damn reason, but are just really good at what they do, but they can also take a punch as well as they give one. Prochazka has a bright future in the 205-pound division. Now that John Bones Jones has seemingly left and gone on to heavyweight, which we don't know when it's going to happen, hopefully soon, but Prochazka is a new guy to reign over 205. And if you're the UFC, you have to be happy with this, because the more times he fights and the more opponents that he gets, the more eyeballs are going to be on your product. Again, that man is a star, and he's best for business. No slight to Glover, you may get a title opportunity again down the line, but this is the era of Jiri Prochazka, and we should all bask in his glory. All right, people, so we got two questions. Do you agree with me? Is Prochazka Teixeira the greatest light heavyweight fight in UFC history? Sound off. Let me know what you think. Follow me at Andreas Hale. I need to know what you think about that. And is Prochazka being the UFC light heavyweight champion best for business? I think so, but if you disagree, I want to hear what you got to say. Hit that little button and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Fighting Words with me, Andreas Hale.